You bastard! Are you kidding me? Why do I, the wife of the CEO, have to babysit? What? What's wrong, Violet? I really can't do it anymore. She asked me to babysit today right before leaving for the beauty salon. Enough is enough. Don't ever make me take care of your child again. Violet, what's wrong? Are you taking care of someone's child? Huh? I'm taking care of your child. What's with that attitude? What? You're taking care of my child? I just hate kids more than anything. But I felt my brother-in-law and you were in trouble, so I helped you. But I've reached my limit. I'll never take care of your kids again. Wait a minute, please calm down. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never left my child with you, Violet. Even if you've never left them with me directly, I know you leave your child with your mother-in-law, Nora. But in the end, Nora brings the child to our house. She says, "My knee hurts. Will you take over for me?" What? Well, I've never left my child with Nora either. Don't be silly. Don't have a child if you'd ask people around you to take care of your child. That's why I was against it from the very beginning. I said it's hard for poor people to raise a child. A poor couple working in a dirty factory has no right to have a child. What? Poor people? Are you talking about us? Who else could it be but you two? Unlike my husband who graduated from Harvard and is running a company. Jack graduated from a low-level university, right? And now you're both working hard at a dirty factory. You're definitely a poor couple. What? I was horrified when I heard you two were having a baby. You have no money, no education. It's impossible for you to raise a child. I knew you'd be a pain in the ass anyway. And sure enough, your child turned out to be a constant nuisance and problem. You selfishly leave your child with me, and that child is not well trained. Once again, I have never left my child in the care of you and your family. Besides, I'm doing my best to educate and discipline my child in my own way. Huh? My child has no reason to be called a problem child who caused trouble. More than that, I never thought that you thought of us that way. How could you lie and say you didn't leave your child with us? Can't poor people even say I'm sorry? You have no money, no common sense, and no shame. We have nothing to do with that in the first place. Whose child are you taking care of, Violet? You're not making any sense at all. I left the kid in front of your house for now. Please hurry up and get him back inside before he runs out into the street. What? You left the kid in front of our house? Listen, don't ever leave your little rascals in my care again. I mean, if you can't take care of your kids, why don't you just send them to an institution? It's a mistake for a poor person to try to have children in the first place. Victoria, I'm sorry. I know you heard from Violet out of the blue, but you don't have to worry about it at all. I just rushed to pick up the kid. Oh, Nora. So I'm sorry, but could you please keep this a secret from my son? I'll see you later then. No. Wait a minute. Violet knows whose child she is really taking care of, doesn't she? She was suddenly upset with me, and what she's talking about doesn't make any sense. Please explain what's going on. Well, do I have to tell you after all? If you don't tell me, I'll report it to Jack right away. Please don't do that. I'll tell you everything. The child I left with Violet is actually my eldest son's illegitimate child. An illegitimate child? We only just found out about it recently. Michael, our eldest son, had a woman he was seeing behind Violet's back. That woman got pregnant and gave birth to Michael's child. My son took responsibility and he was paying for the child support. No way! I can't believe he was cheating on her. But the woman said, I don't want to raise a child by myself anymore, and threw the child to Michael. So we have no choice but to take the child in. I can't believe this. Michael is always nice and serious about running his company, but I thought he was a decent young man. I heard Michael was against birth from the beginning, but the woman was so stubborn that she forcibly gave birth to the baby. But he still paid the child support and is a great kid. And yet, she forced him to have a child in the end. She must be an insane woman. What? Are you blaming only her? So for that reason, it's been a hectic few months here at home. But my husband and I are getting old and our bodies ache all over. It's very hard to take care of a healthy 5-year-old. Is that why you left your child in Violet's care? And you even used our names to do it. I couldn't tell her the truth. We had no choice. And to have his wife take care of his illegitimate child? How could you do such a thing? Oh, really? I thought it was a good idea. I thought it might be a good chance to fix Violet's dislike of children. What do you mean? Well, Violet is the wife of our eldest son. But she's declared she won't have a baby because she doesn't like kids. But maybe she'll take this opportunity to have a baby because she thinks it's cute. Then we'll have an official heir to our family and we'll be happy. If anything, though, she seems to be making her dislike for children worse. Could you please not get us into trouble too? I'll report this to my husband, Jack. What? That's not what you promised. You promised to keep it a secret if I told you everything. I made no such promise. I said I would contact Jack if you don't explain the situation. I never said I'd keep it a secret if you explained. Goodbye. Hey, Victoria! How dare you push your child on me again? You poor people are really brazen. Huh? I was supposed to go to an aesthetic salon today. And afterwards, I was supposed to have lunch at a fancy restaurant with my friends. You ruined everything. You should be the one to pay for the restaurant cancellation. Are you taking care of the child at Nora's request again? Actually, I need to talk to you about her. Just come and pick him up already. I can't take it anymore. Get him out of my house as soon as possible. Otherwise, I might just raise my hand. What? He's still so clueless. The moment I let him in the house today, he's running around the house saying he's playing with monsters. He's breaking my precious furniture and vases. That vase cost $10,000. Oh my. He broke such an expensive vase? That's not all. He opened the fridge without permission and ate all the expensive sweets. I worked so hard to win the limited quality online sales. One chocolate cost $100 and I cherished eating it every day. $100 for a piece of chocolate? What kind of expensive taste does it have? Of course it's a noble taste that poor people can't understand. This is why I hate kids and poor people. Violet, please calm down and listen to me for once. That child is not mine. I'll tell you everything that happened, so please calm down. Shut up, you poor bastard. You have no common sense, you're wretched, and you're dirty. Your child is like this because you poor people have no common sense. You poor people have no right to have children. Huh? Well, that's a bit much, don't you think? And calling us poor. What? It's all true. You are poor people, and your kid is the worst kind of kid. How long are you going to keep him in our luxury tower? If you don't pick him right now, I'll call the police. My daughter is at my parents' house. What? You mean your parents' house? Yes, that's right. Actually, I took a summer vacation last month and went back to my parents' house. And my daughter seems to like the rural life at my parents' house very much. She was so upset that she didn't want to go home, so I left her with my parents for a while. A while? Since last month? All she has to do is take time off from daycare. And my parents are fine with that. I thought it would be better for my daughter's education to stay in the countryside for a while, and rather catching bugs, watching chickens lay their eggs, and so on. But I've been taking care of your kids for a while now. Today, the other day, and even last month if you must know, Nora brought your child. That's just a lie from Nora. The truth is that it is not my child, but the illegitimate son of Michael. She used our name without permission because she didn't want to tell the truth. What? An illegitimate child? I was also surprised when Nora told me just a few days ago. I didn't think that Michael was having an affair, and that he had a child and raised it by his partner. I didn't expect the CEO to have time to cheat on his wife. Wait, you're kidding. Michael has an illegitimate child? There's no way he's cheating on me in the first place. Why would he cheat on his wife when he has me, his beautiful and proud wife? Believe it or not, that's the truth. So please complain to your husband, the father, about that little boy. Oh no! In case you haven't noticed, my kids are very cute and well-behaved. I get regular reports from my parents that she can take care of herself and that she's doing well. And she never fails to greet and thank her parents for their hospitality. What? That's crazy! That's a big difference from Michael's child who acts like a monster. Well, I'll leave you now. Victoria, why did you reveal everything to Violet? Because of you, our house is in trouble now. It's not my fault. It's Michael and your fault, isn't it, Nora? He cheated on his wife behind her back. And you don't even blame him for it, but you forced Violet to take care of the kid. What's with that attitude? I told you to keep it a secret, but you told Jack. And you even told his wife without permission. If you had kept quiet, we wouldn't have had such a big problem. Then I'll take responsibility for that, and I'll cut off all ties with you now. What? Hey, you don't have to go that far. I'm not asking you to do that. No, let me take this opportunity to cut the ties. It's better for both of us. I don't want to see your faces anymore. What? We both somehow knew that you and Violet always looked down on us. Since the eldest son who graduated from Harvard is now a company owner, and the second son who graduated from a decent university works at a local factory. But this incident has convinced us well enough that you look down on us as poor people and make fun of us. What? What are you saying all of a sudden? I'm not making fun of you and my son. Really? Didn't you use our name because you were looking down on us? If you talk about Jack and me, you thought you could leave the kids with Violet. You thought you were allowed to do such an insane thing, right? That's something you wouldn't do if you didn't think we were stupid. No, that's not it. Besides, Violet clearly called us poor people. Now I know how you all look at us, so I'm going to cut off our relationship. Of course I have my husband's Jack's permission for this. What? You're just making a big deal out of something like that. It's you who will regret cutting off our relationship. The child will grow up and it will cost a lot of money. You won't be able to rely on your grandparents or wealthy aunts and uncles. It's not right for you to make that statement anyway. You think that one day we will depend on you for money, don't you? We've been treated like a bunch of fools. But it's a fact that you two work in a small factory in a small town. That kind of work will definitely be hard to pay for in the future. Even if that time comes, we'll never help you. I don't want your help. I don't count on it from the beginning, and I earn enough money. Besides, my husband Jack has been promoted and put in charge of the factory. Our income will increase dramatically, so we have nothing to worry about financially. What? Promotion? He's put in charge of the factory. Does that mean he's going to be the head of the workplace? Well, even though he's the head of the factory, he's still just a hired man. But the income will go up several times more. I'll also be getting a promotion, so my salary will go up. But we were never in financial trouble anyway. But from now on, we'll be able to live a much more comfortable life. Oh, really? Your income is going to be that much better. Don't tell me you're going to move into a luxury condo like Michael. Or drive around in a luxury car like him. We can afford that. But we're not interested in such things, so please don't show your face to us again. We want to live peacefully as a family. Hey, Victoria! Why don't you guys adopt this illegitimate child? If you can financially afford it, both kids will be fine. What? You're not going to adopt him? I mean, you're not divorcing Michael? I thought you would divorce him because you were angry at him for having an affair. If I divorce him, I lose my position as the wife of the CEO. I don't want that, so I'm not getting a divorce. But I also don't want to keep his illegitimate child. So we talked it over. As a result, we decided to have Jack and you take the illegitimate child. Please don't make such a decision on your own. We don't want anything to do with you anymore. Don't be so mean. Of course we'll give you plenty of money if you agree to adopt him. We'll pay all living expenses and school fees related to the child. How can you think that all you have to do is give us money? I pity that child. I can't believe that his real father won't let him stay with him. But think about it. I hate kids, and I hate cheaters' kids even more. It's worse for the child to be raised by a couple like that. That's true. In that case, we'll adopt him. Actually, Jack and I were already thinking about this. Are you sure? But I'll ask you to sign a pledge that you'll pay all the expenses for the child. Michael just started writing it next to me. He's already signing it, so don't worry. Thank you for being so quick. With this, I don't have to worry even if Michael's company goes bankrupt anytime soon. I heard that his business is falling apart. I'm afraid he might escape payment without a written pledge. What do you mean by falling apart? What in the world does that mean? Why don't you ask your husband yourself, who is right next to you? I only heard about it from my husband, Jack. I heard that they're having a hard time because they're losing a lot of clients. Oh! Rumor has it that it's because he played too much with women. I heard that he was messing around with the wives and daughters of his business partners too. I hear they found out and refused to do business with him. Huh? What is that? I've never heard of such a thing before. This guy was playing with other women besides the mother of this illegitimate child? He even has an illegitimate child. Don't you think there are more women out there? That's so true. I just hope there won't be any more illegitimate children. Well then, I'll be coming to take custody of the child as soon as possible. Please make sure you have your written pledge at that time. Soon after, we adopted the illegitimate child. Now our family of 4, including our own daughter, is living happily together. It was difficult at first, but now he's a very polite boy. When I take them to my parents' house, they are always happy and playing together. And as for Violet and his husband, the company started to fall apart. Violet can no longer afford any of the luxuries she used to enjoy. She now spends her days as an employee of the company, desperately supporting the business. Even under such circumstances, thanks to the written pledge, the couple have been paying the child support. After all, this kind of thing is very important, isn't it? In the pledge, it is also written that if the eldest son and his wife can't make it, their mother-in-law Nora and her family will pay the child support on their behalf.